Hi, hello, I'm Sam Harrison. I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. And today is my 1 year anniversary on Booktube. 1 year ago today, I put up my Booktube newbie tag, the first video I ever made. I filmed that tag with my phone camera balanced on a pile of books. I used the phone's own microphone for the audio, which actually wasn't that bad. And I did it sat at my desk instead of sat on the sofa, so it was not as comfortable. And today we're somewhere that I really never expected to get to. And there's a lot of things that I didn't expect about Booktube, and or a lot of things I didn't expect to do so soon. And I kind of wanted to run through a few of the big surprises, a few of my favourite things about Booktube over the last year, and we're just going to talk. Really, this is just me one-on-one celebrating a 1 year of this community that either hopefully you are a part of, or if you're finding this video and you are not subscribed to the channel, let me talk you through what the channel's about. So, as I say in the intro, I read, review and discuss fantasy and science fiction books. We have one review every single week at least, and then I also do chapter discussions for The Wandering Inn, which I'm reading a chapter a week. And then I will try and do things like author interviews, lists of book recommendations. I also like showing you guys nice editions of books if I'm able to get my hands on them. I also like to talk about gadgets because I love me an e-reader. In fact, we'll talk about this later, but my Kindle Scribe video is actually my most watched video, and I think is responsible for 10% of my subscribers. Which is pretty cool. I do actually need to do an update on that because it's been just under a year since I've got the Kindle Scribe, so it'd be nice to do a bit of an update, I think. Maybe we'll do that next week. So Booktube has been a real surprise in terms of I always thought that I would enjoy it, but when I first started doing Booktube, most of my videos were getting around 10 to 30 views, and I was looking at that and going like, this is pretty good, like, this is pretty exciting for a new channel. I was like, 10 to 30 views, yeah, excited about that. And then somewhere around the end of 2024, 2023, it is 2024, around the end of 2023, my videos started to shoot up in view numbers. And I'm sure that I can thank a load of more popular booktubers who I became friends with for that. So people like Philip Chase, and like, the funny thing is, right, so Philip is a really big supporter of new booktubers, and if I go back on my videos, I genuinely think he's one of the first repeat commenters on my channel, because I talked about the Dan trilogy in my self-pub September last year, which obviously, starting the channel at the end of August, self-pub September was when I first fully started taking the channel seriously. So essentially, for the first few weeks of the channel, what I was doing was experimenting. So I was going like, right, I've got a couple of hours, I'll record a couple of videos and I will put them up like straight away. And I had no schedule, I had no plans, I had no like content ideas. I was literally going like, well, I can do a newbie tag, and I just finished this book, so I can review this book, and then I can do a TBR for September, for example. And when I was working up the TBR for September was when I first kind of came to my idea for the channel. And this idea for the channel was based upon my personal YouTube viewing habits from a few years ago. So before I had my son, I used to do CrossFit. So I kind of didn't really have time once my son was born, unfortunately, but I was doing CrossFit, and I would do that a few days a week, like 4 or 5 days a week, and I would work. So the way that my schedule of the day would go would be I would get up and go to work, and then I would go straight from work, which was in Bristol, which is a city near where I live but not close, and I would take the train home. The train was like an hour long, and on that hour-long train journey home, I would catch up on vlogs. So I would watch Casey Neistat, and I would watch Team Richie, which were a CrossFit vlog channel. And the way that that channel worked was that they put up a video every weekday. And Casey Neistat used to do not a video every single day, but it was most days. So he would do like 5 or 6 a week. And I remember watching that and going like, I'd love to be able to be this for someone else. To be able to, when you, for example, are on your way home from work, and you're sat on the train, sat on the bus or whatever, you can watch my videos and keep up with me personally and kind of build that community around the channel. And that's one of the biggest things I've always wanted to do with the channel, is build a community and be someone else's Casey Neistat, but for books. I then came across, fairly early on in my Booktube journey, I came across a channel by Ollie, known as Criminolly, and he does book reviews on crime, horror and pulp books, which isn't what I normally read. I have read a few horror books, and I think I came across his channel when he was talking about a horror book that I had read. And he did a video, and at the time, so this is fun, right? At the time, I think he had 80 subscribers. So this was very early on in his Booktube journey. He now has 34,000. And I would imagine that he is probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, in his particular genre on Booktube. He's definitely the biggest that I've ever come across. Or at least the biggest British one, maybe. So essentially, I found Criminolly's channel, and I really enjoyed watching it. And I was like, how is he doing this? So he was going very off the cuff, and he was doing short videos, but he was doing a video every day. And while I did have a young child, so I was like, oh, I can't do a video every day. And then I started doing Booktube, and I was like, oh, actually, if I batch film a load in advance. So, for example, once I've read the book that I'm going to review on the Monday, so I usually do a book review on Mondays. Once I've read that book, I can record the review for it. And then after I've done that review, the rest of the week usually is not dependent on having read a large amount of content, like a full book. So I was like, well, actually, if I'm kind of trying to present this community, like keep up, catch up, like parasocial relationship with the viewers, what I can do is I can make my review on Monday. And then I can go ahead and look at the rest of the week and go like, oh, what's coming this week? So is it going to be a tag video? Is it going to be a list video? Like last week we did the best video games episode. Or is it going to be a interview with an author, or is it going to be a chat with another booktuber? All of those things I can pre-record. I don't have to be like, right, I'm going to record this on this date and then I'm going to release it as soon as I've done it, sort of thing. So I realized that I probably could do 5 videos a week. And so that's what I've been doing. So my goal is to do those 5 videos a week. My videos release at 5 p.m. and that's specifically so that there's a new video to watch when people finish work. Some people finish earlier, some people finish later. If you finish earlier, you can watch the day before. So that was always my goal, is just to have something there and up for everyone when you finish your day of work or whatever. And some weeks I am every single day, sitting down, taking my 15 minutes to record the video and then editing it. Some weeks I have so much pre-filmed that I don't need to do anything apart from my Friday video, which is always filmed on the day on Friday. Sometimes actually it is filmed Thursday night, but it's always filmed at the end of the week. So yeah, I mean, it really does depend on my personal schedule, work schedule, family commitments, what I can put out in terms of how timely things are. But I always feel like I can get something out 5 days a week, and I can be that companion that I had driving, well, not driving home back then. I drive now, but I didn't drive then. I was taking the train home. And so, yeah, long story short, that was always kind of the aim for the channel. And I don't know whether anyone else is using the channel in the way that I used to. So I do know my friend Mare, she actually listens to my videos as she drives home on the way home every day, which is very cool. And is basically, I mean, you can listen to these videos, apart from there have been a few videos where I've been like, look at this lovely edition, and in those you can't really, but most of the time, you can you can just listen to these videos. Now let's talk about stats, I guess. We've talked about kind of the aim for the channel, and I would like to, I'd like to put a big thanks out to several booktubers. I'll probably do that at the end, actually. We'll do the thanking the booktubers at the end. But let's start off with subs. So there are two metrics that are important on YouTube, very important, and that is subscribers and watch hours. So for YouTubers, what we're trying to do is get to 1,000 subscribers and also 4,000 total watch hours in the last 365 days. So currently, I have 838 subscribers as I record this. It might be 39 now, actually, because I've just seen a notification pop up, and it could be a new subscriber, a notification from the YouTube app. In fact, let's check. If you subscribed, it is Marley Beauty was my latest subscriber notification here. So that's exciting. Hello, Marley, if you're watching. So 804 subscribers have joined in the last 12 months. So I did have some pre-existing subscribers I had put up a few videos previously when I had tried doing YouTube stuff 2 times before, and obviously some people had just subscribed and forgotten to unsubscribe, so they're probably ruining my stats, but I'm not going to get rid of them because I haven't got enough subscribers to start getting rid. So I've got 838 subscribers. 804 have come in since I've started doing book videos, which is pretty cool. Watch hours, this is a mad one. So people have spent in the last 12 months, and this is actually the last 12 months, not lifetime, people have spent 5,117.5 hours watching my videos, which is mad. Even if you've watched 1 second of my videos before, thank you. I genuinely appreciate everyone who subscribes, everyone who watches, and if you do both, that's even better. Views, we've got 61,896 views, which is pretty cool considering a lot of my early videos have like 16 views. My Kindle Scribe video is responsible for about a quarter of those views. If you round up, it's about a quarter, which is quite fun. It's got 13,000 views at this point. Another reason why I think it would be worthwhile to make an update video is because obviously a lot of people are finding the channel through that video, and if they're interested in the Kindle Scribe and they've stuck around on the channel, it's probably nice for them to get a little bit of an update. My Kindle 2022 video also has 3.5k views. That Kindle I've given to my wife now, so she has that Kindle. But it's still in the family, so I can do a Kindle comparison video, which I have been planning on doing forever. So comparing the Scribe Paperwhite and the basic Kindle, which is the current range from Amazon. And I should probably do that video soon, because I would imagine soon they're going to release some new Kindles. And then I won't have the entire current range anymore, and I don't think that my finances will stretch to going out and buying more, because that seems a bit silly. My most popular viewed video that is about books is my Wheel of Time video, where I talk about the first 5 books. So that video is the Wheel of Time so far. It covers the first 5 books, and I'll tell you something funny. That video has 1.5k views, so 1,500 views. Is one of the most viewed video. It is the most viewed video explicitly about books on the channel. And that video was made when I had about 20 minutes to record a video and was really stretched for time. I had no ideas, and I was reading The Fires of Heaven at the time, which is book 5. And I was hoping to be able to record a review of that book, but I just didn't have time to finish the book and record the review. So I was like, well, what else can I do? I want to talk about this book. I want to talk about the Wheel of Time. And I was like, I'm just going to do a first 5 books, how do I feel video. And it was completely off the cuff, completely unplanned. I had no idea what I was going to say, what I was going to talk about. And it is my most popular book video to date. So that's pretty funny. In terms of further stats, how many videos I have made, I've made 246 videos on the channel over the last year. Sometimes I have made extra videos. So I think 2 or 3 different occasions I have made videos on the weekend. Or made videos that have posted on the weekend, so outside of my Monday to Friday schedule. I also missed a couple of videos when my daughter was born. So for those of you who don't know, I have a son who's 4 years old, turning 5 in October, and I have a daughter named Alice. So my son's called Peter. I have a daughter named Alice who was born in May this year. I was about to say June because she was due in June, but she was 2 weeks early. So she was born in May. And while I had pre-filmed some content, I had not pre-filmed enough really to fill the time that I needed for Alice turning up, because she was 2 weeks early. So my plan had been to film like a month-ish worth of content in advance, so that I could basically take a paternity leave of a month off of Booktube, and then I wasn't able to. So I did miss I think I missed 1, maybe 2 videos. Although the thing that was quite fun was that I was expecting to have a lot less free time, and I was actually planning on going down to 4 videos a week. But Alice has been a little bit easier than I had expected in terms of looking at how difficult my son was. She slept a lot better. So everything, basically, sleep is the foundation of everything with parenthood. And because she has slept better, we as a family have just had more time, more patience, more energy to do stuff. So I've kept up to 5 videos. I may still go down to 4 videos or 3 videos, or maybe even up in the future. I was actually planning on doing some comic book and manga content on the weekends, but I have been slowing down a little bit on my reading in terms of just not having as much time to read at the moment. So I've still been able to make time to make all those videos, but I've had slightly less time to read. I'm having like an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, whereas before Alice, I was probably reading for like 3 hours solid every day at least. And some days, like say on a weekend day, for example, I might have gone out for a 2-hour run where I'd have listened to an audiobook. And then in the afternoon, maybe while I was doing some the family food shop, I could have listened to another hour of an audiobook. And then in the evening, I'd have sat down for like 2 to 3 hours of physical reading. So if you think about that amount of time that I had previously, where I was, some weekend days I might have got 6 hours worth of reading done. Now I am usually getting between 1 to 3 at most across the week, each day. Most days it's 1, I have to say, which is why my reading has just generally slowed down. So it's taken me over a week now to read A Crown of Swords, the latest Wheel of Time book that I've been reading, and a lot of that is just purely time based. So I'm enjoying it just as much, and even though it's shorter, I'm reading it in roughly the same amount of time it's taken me to read like 1,100 page book previously, and it's only like 800, I think. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the status of the channel, as it were. If you're interested, my worst performing video directly about books is a book review. So book reviews are up and down in terms of performance. So sometimes a book review will become really popular. Oftentimes that's when the author has come out and shared the video, which they do often do. Even the massive authors will share a video from myself, who's a very small channel. But the worst performing video that I've ever done is the review of the Redawn novella in the Skyward series from Brandon Sanderson. So that only has 16 views. The thumbnail is terrible, so that could be part of it. And overall, it's probably not that great a video. It's me stretching, talking about a novella over a full video, rather than what I probably should have done, which is reviewed the 3 Skyward novellas as one slightly longer video. But at the time, I was still kind of figuring out how to do the 5 videos a week, figuring out how to schedule my time and what was best in terms of serving the audience. So I didn't do a great job there, and that's probably why it doesn't perform very well. The other thing that I am quite sad about is that oftentimes my indie author videos have not performed particularly well. My worst performing video interview is the one that I did with JCM Byrne, who's the author of The Hybrid Helix, which is my favorite indie sci-fi series. And I actually I think I can reveal this now, because I think Joe tweeted it, but I'm thanked in the acknowledgements for the Eyes of Empire, which is the fourth Eyes of Empire, which is fifth, which is the 5th book in the Hybrid Helix. So in the acknowledgements, JCM Byrne thanks a load of people, and one section he specifically is out there to thank booktubers and reviewers, and he mentions my name in there. So I have only been doing Booktube for a year, and I've already been thanked in the acknowledgements of a book, which is genuinely mind-blowing and amazing. And when I told my wife about it, she was like, "Oh, people actually care about your videos, don't they?" So that's fun. While we're on acknowledgements, I think it's only fair of me to thank the people who've inspired me along on this journey. So I think he's been here from the beginning, and I think that one of the people that I have the most to thank is Philip Chase. So not only did like I say, I think he was probably my first ever repeat commenter, which is mad, seeing as I've been watching his videos for ages. And then Philip not only just commenting on my videos and sharing my coverage of the Adan trilogy and other self-published books, but he is someone who often will interact with me on Twitter, and we have great conversations on there. And then finally, he actually invited me on his 25,000 subs anniversary live stream, and I think that was a real boon to the channel. I think that week within a day or two, 40 or 50 subscribers came along to the channel. So thanks very much, Philip. Don't know where the channel would be without you, have to say it. And then I would also like to thank my frequent collaborators. So Matt from Basking in the Story. Matt's channel is on hiatus at the moment because he's got a career in publishing now. So most of us are chatting about fantasy books, but he's making it an actual career, he's making it his life. I don't know if I can say which publisher he works for, but it's a pretty cool one. Yeah, he's still, even though he's kind of out of the Booktube realm at the moment, he's still reading along the Wheel of Time with me, and we're still doing our monthly videos. I always enjoy our chats. I look forward to them, I enjoy them. And I don't know if we've officially committed to doing this, but we've been joking and saying for a while that when we finish Wheel of Time, we're going to do Malazan. And that's kind of been my plan, is to read Malazan once I've finished Wheel of Time. And I think that maybe I can officially announce it when we get a bit closer to the end, whether we'll be tired of each other by that point, having spent 14 months chatting about books. But if we're not, then we absolutely will be doing Malazan. I'd also like to thank my genuinely beloved close friends, Lady Mayor Reads and Hardy's Books. So the Hardy's Books guys, I randomly got in touch with when I was doing the YouTubers Booktube class of 2023. So the way that I did that video was I basically just looked through all the fantasy Booktube discords that I was in the channels where people were sharing their videos, and I just looked through all of it, every single channel for like the last 2 or 3 months of time, and was looking and going like, okay, when did they post their first video? When did they post their first video? And if they posted their first video in 2023, then I got in touch with them and said, do you want to do a little compilation video? And the Hardy's Books guys said yes. They helped me make that class of 2023 collaboration video. I do feel like I should have done more with the class of 2023 group because they were so nice. Everyone was just so friendly and cool, but I never actually got round to getting in touch with them. Having a baby, turns out, takes a lot of your brain power for creating video ideas. But Ross and Laura, I stayed in touch with because they joined Andrew Watson's Discord pretty much straight away, the same as I did. So I had been into Andrew's content, and I mean, Andrew also deserves a thank you here. He came on the channel. He was the first person I interviewed on the channel, I think. So it was very cool to have Andrew on. But yeah, so Andrew, one of the first people I had on the channel, and he dropped this Discord when he started his Patreon, because, you know, that's kind of a great way to talk directly to patrons, is to have a Discord. So he started the Discord, and Ross and Laura joined the Discord quite soon after it started. And I was like, oh, Ross, I chatted to you about Class of 2023 stuff. And the Class of 2023 stuff had literally just been wrapping up. And so I was like, oh, like, Ross, how's it going? And we started chatting on the Discord. And then we decided to read a book together. So I think that the first book that we read together was Empire of Silence. So I read that together with Ross and Laura. They made it their book of the month, and I just kind of glommed on. And so we read that together, and then Ross and I read Howling Dark together. And then Ross and Laura and I have done multiple videos together now for the channel. So thank you for helping grow my channel, as well as hopefully it's done something for yours as well, but probably not. Yeah, they're just fantastic friends. I mean, we talked about this on Friday, and this is literally 2 days later, but I still cannot get over that they got me a signed copy of Blood and Fire. So it was Mare and Ross and Laura all together got this copy. They got it signed by Ryan Carhill and dedicated to me, which, you know, you cannot get better friends. You genuinely cannot get better friends. And it's mad that we actually haven't met in person, but we talk probably most days. I think we talk every day if you consider taking part in conversations together on Discord, the four of us. But hopefully we're going to be meeting next month, actually. So we're going to be meeting up in person and hanging out, and I'm genuinely super excited for it. And yeah, I think there are probably way too many people to thank. I'd love to thank Pirate Arbor and the Wandering Inn community. So Pirate Arbor retweeted one of my very first videos on the Wandering Inn, and then the Wandering Inn account has retweeted my videos multiple times, and then the Wandering Inn community has been incredibly supportive of my video series on the Wandering Inn. There's a few people that I notice are in the comments every single week. So I think Maximilian Ruiz and Harshgard, and I will apologize. YouTube usernames slide out of my brain almost instantly. But Harshgard always sticks in my mind, and I don't know why. And then there's a very cool guy who I really enjoy talking to, who has an ant avatar, so I assume is a big Antimian fan from the Wandering Inn. Also, just got to know Lion from the Hobbies of a Man channel, and we're actually talking this week. We're going to do a kind of a discussion video on the Wandering Inn Book 1. So I hope that you guys will be excited for and look forward to that. And also, I've got some subscribers who have followed the channel, not since the beginning, but have been following the channel for a long time and are regular commenters and sharers of my stuff. So Lindy, who is a big fan of my Wandering Inn, Wheel of Time content. And we have great chats in the comments about Wheel of Time, so thanks again for being such a reliable fan and subscriber and commenter. And then on top of that, we also I've got Graf, so Graf and Marie Fuller, who share a YouTube account and they comment on my stuff. They were incredibly supportive of the channel. And they comment on tons of the videos, and always chat with me on Twitter as well. So thanks very much to everyone who's subscribed. I cannot name you all by name, but those are the people that comment the most and that we stick out the most. Maybe by naming some commenters and not naming all of them, I am alienating everyone, and if that is the case, and genuinely that's not my intention, but my memory is slowly being eroded by craft beer, parenthood, age, and the fact that everything I am trying to remember is being pushed out of my head by facts about books. So this is probably a great time to wrap this video up. This has been mostly me kind of celebrating myself. And yeah, it's just been a great time. So yeah, thanks to everyone who's ever supported the channel. Thanks to the YouTube channels that inspired me to make this channel, like Andrew Watson, like Mike from Mike's Book Reviews, Philip Chase, Matt from Matt's Fantasy Book Reviews, who was a major inspiration for the channel, Criminoli, of course. If you aren't following these channels, then you definitely should. They are all much better than mine, especially the Hardy's Books guys. They deserve your follows. And my other buds on YouTube, like Lady Mare, we need to do a video together. I can't believe we haven't done it yet. Reading with Rebecca Nicole, love her videos. And we were gonna do a Will of the Many video, and then I took forever to read it. So I was too embarrassed to ask her about it. However, if you watch the channel and you have your own Booktube channel and you would like to do a video together, then I would love to do that. I love doing collaboration videos. They're some of the most fun that I have, and I'd love to do more. Yeah, I think it's probably time to close this video out. Thank you also to the Broken Binding for allowing me to pay you money for your subscriptions and sending me a hat. This isn't the hat that they're sending me. This is the hat that Ross and Laura sent me and Mare, but I'm going to send this. I'm going to send the new hat to them. Anyway, thanks so much, guys, for watching the channel. Thanks so much for commenting. Thanks so much for subscribing. Thanks so much for liking. And if you haven't done any of those things on this video yet, then please do. And one more time, thanks for everything. And I'll speak to you tomorrow.